You are now tuned into This Korean Life with your hosts, Brian and Nate.
All right, welcome to another episode of This Korean Life, number 117, featuring Olia Molia, Korea. Olia, welcome. Thank you for coming down. You were introduced to us by the wonderful Shin Eun-kyung. Welcome. And I know today we are going to talk about your experiences in Seoul and in Busan. Yes.
Thank you, Brian,
Yeah.
for having me. Thank you, Nate.
You know, originally when I planned to come to Korea, Seoul was my original destination, but I was swayed by Jeffrey Bruce William Young to come down to Ulsan. And I told you I don't think I'll ever leave here, but what initially inspired you to move to Seoul?
So originally I live in Daejeon. So I got my master and my doctoral degree in Daejeon. But at that time in Daejeon was not ready to have someone who's not related to English teaching business.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and the opportunity at that time was in Seoul and Busan. Yes.
Cool. So you made it.
Just for listeners on reference, how long ago was that?
Oh, I came to Korea in 2003.
Okay.
And then I finished my study in 2012.
Just so people have an idea of the time frame and the reference.
Right.
So one more time. You were in Daejeon for what? 3 years, 4 years before moving to Seoul?
I think 8 years.
8 years.
8
Okay.
years,
You did
8
your
years.
master's and your doctorate.
Yeah. And in between, I also live in somewhere else for like a few months because of a internship or a job, but mainly in Daejeon.
It was a big move to Seoul. Did you find?
Yes. First of all, what I found the difficulties was the language. Because people who live in Daejeon, they tend to speak slower, which what I am doing right now. I still cannot get off my Daejeon, how can I say, Daejeon speed, I guess.
Sure,
Yeah. But in Seoul, they speak faster.
Okay.
Yeah, of course they act faster, but the language was my first barrier. Yeah, but I was really excited about the city.
Did Seoul's fast-paced lifestyle impact kind of your daily routines or your overall well-being?
That's my speed, actually.
Yeah?
That's my speed, and I love it.
Yeah?
I love it a lot.
You enjoy the fast-paced life?
I enjoy the speed, but they are also very professional and they are very respectful to others' time and boundaries.
Yeah. We it's scary for me to think about living in Seoul, because it's so big and it's so fast. I would be afraid of almost being swept up in that whirlwind of working or just maybe that everyday grind.
The work ethic, right? Yeah. So if you are given like a project or your team developing a project, they always have time, like when we're gonna meet again, or until what stage we're gonna meet again. I mean, everything is very organized.
Sure.
But they always check like a day or 2 days before they're gonna meet, like, are we ready for this or stuff? But I think it's very good. It's very good.
So you didn't find that in Daejeon? People didn't make a plan? Or?
Because in Daejeon, I was like more studying. Studying and a part-time job, and then part-time job that not related to any project. But during my study time, I got the internship in Incheon by Korean Air. At that time, of course, I got to adjust with their work ethic and their regulations. So yeah.
What were you studying?
English.
You came...
TESOL, yeah. My master was in TESOL, teaching English as a second other languages, and then my doctoral was in English linguistic.
Oh,
yeah.
Very cool.
So you said in Seoul they're very respectful of time and honor that kind of stuff. Did you find that it's different in other parts of Korea?
I do.
You
I
do?
do. Not particularly in Daejeon. Sorry, I'm sorry, my Busan friends, but yes, in Busan, yes. Not that severe. I mean, what I'm trying to say is like,
Not up to Seoul standard.
not
Seoul's the
to
benchmark.
Seoul standard. Yes. Yeah, not to Seoul standard. Yeah,
So
that's a way to put it.
sorry, I just want to give a little more of a picture for people listening, because I think a lot of people might say they're qualified to discuss Seoul or Busan or either or.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You were in Daejeon for 8 years. How long were you in Seoul?
8 years.
8 years. And now in Busan?
Busan is actually only a year and a half.
Okay. So
But I
still
used to
further.
live in Kimhae for 2 years.
Okay. But you're also very involved in the community, and this
Yeah,
is
I do.
the basis of how we're going to proceed here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just because I think a lot of people live in Seoul for 10 years, and I can talk about Seoul, no problem.
Okay.
But maybe making the comparisons and stuff is important for listeners to
yeah.
understand that
Yeah.
you're very interwoven into the communities and have a lot of knowledge and background about living there.
Right.
Okay, cool.
20 years.
I don't-
I think after 20 years in country, you can make
21 years.
21 years. So you can make some.
over.
Okay, but I mean, that's how long we've been here, and I don't.
How long have you lived here?
2004 I came.
Oh, pretty much the
But
same.
I don't. Maybe I obviously haven't lived in Seoul, but I don't find that timeline thing changes the respect for time or whatever is different here or there. In fact, I think in Seoul, because it's so focused on company, money, me, that I would say my impression is that it might even be a little bit less.
I was going to say, is that a stereotype?
They don't respect the family life or whatever if you got to stay at work till. No, but I think that's the go. It's the same in New York. It's the same in Toronto. That's a big city thing.
Yeah.
I mean, your company's first and foremost. Not for everybody, obviously,
Right.
but we all know the standard of working in Tokyo, in Seoul. This is known globally.
May I give an example?
Yes.
So, for example, yesterday I joined like a go walking that organized by Korean Blood Donation Center. And then it is said that we're going to start walking at 10. Okay. But then, thanks God, me and my friends, we did not wait until the official event, begin to walk. We left just exactly like 10, because it is said that they gonna start working by 10, but then still there was a long line, and there were people like ha he stuff like that. But I just I'm sorry, Busan people. So
We're just going to put that in every 5 minutes.
Okay. But based on my experience living in Seoul, I mean, like it could have been nicer if you by like 9:55 you announced that it seems like we would not be able to start the event at 10 o'clock sharp because of the line. So if you need to go to a restroom, buy something, snacks, please go ahead. We are likely to start the event by 10:15. Please, yeah.
So you're saying in Seoul they would be very punctual, 10 o'clock.
Very
boom,
punctual.
we're ready to
Or
go.
if you see that something like you cannot meet the deadline or you cannot
You would make an
meet the promise of other people, then you make an announcement and you apologize. You say sorry.
Oh, interesting. I thought the 10 minutes late was like a cultural thing. 10 minutes, 15 minutes late.
I think
Between friends, yes. No?
I think it probably is. I mean, we've been to events all over the country, and I think that's pretty standard. I mean, maybe not the, hey, guy, just that initiative. Hey, guys, we're running late. Sorry, we're going to start in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe not that, and that might be a level of kind of professionalism or not education maybe, but just running events that people appreciate that. But
marathons, I'll give the marathons.
Marathons
are going to bang on. They leave
on the second.
Yeah.
Marathons.
Sure.
They never miss a beat.
That's different. Yeah.
But we work with our NGO, We Hope, and I mean this stuff happens all the time. Doesn't matter if it's the mayor or from the top down. I mean, it happens all the time. And yeah, I think we've been in all. I agree with Busan because I've been to a bunch of things in Busan and I've seen that. But I don't imagine that that's only Ulsan and Busan that have that particular problem.
But I must say
maybe after 7 more years in Busan you'll change.
I don't know. I don't know. But I must say that Busan people, they are flexible and they are more Busan and Gyeongsanamdo, they are more flexible and more
chilled out.
But
except when they get in the car.
Huh?
Except when they're driving in the car.
Right, okay.
Do you drive? I know.
No, I don't.
Busan drivers are notorious, I think, around this area, anyways, as being the Quebec drivers of Canada. Just terrible. Anyway, sorry.
Sorry, I have one more example, and after this, I'm done with the time thing. So there was an event that organized by Busan Global Foundation, and then selected foreigners were supposed to come 7 p.m.
Okay.
And then we also, because we were selected, and then they appreciate our time. We got money too. The selected foreigners included me. We got some money,
right.
Just to appreciate our energy and time. But the thing is, there were many of us that came like 10 minutes late, 20 minutes late.
Oh, they've been living in Busan too long.
Huh?
Yeah, they've been living in Busan too
exactly.
long.
I mean, but this is the Busan Foundation, Global Foundation, the one that gonna give you money, and then you just
sure.
you just came late. Some of them let them know like about 10 minutes late before, or a day before, or some days before, and I think that's okay, that's acceptable. But the ones like just came like that.
Sorry, I was there.
But I think we can get anecdotal examples all over the country of people that are on time and not on time. Just to counter that for my Busan peeps, I was in Seoul for the Korea Times Multicultural Scholarship Awards for my daughter. And that had ambassadors from 5 embassies. That had the CEO or whatever, the Korean Times. And that one was 10 or 15 minutes late. So, and everybody else was there on time.
Oh, I see.
Because we were coming from Ulsan, Busan, Daegu, wherever the recipients, I think there was 9 or 10 recipients. And I mean, these are pretty big and prestigious awards, and we were all there, and we're waiting on the ambassador of Indonesia or somebody. I'm joking, but there was 4 or 5 ambassadors, and same thing. I mean, it's 10, 15 minutes late. Nobody says anything. You just sit there and wait. And like Brian, I think it's just culturally, and I don't know if it's that much different in Canada. I think I've been a lot of places. I think it's Africa time, Korea time, or Canada time. It seems like it's everywhere. I'm also at the university, and I preach to my students to be on time. It's a bad impression when you show up late every time, whether it's to class or to your exam or to, I don't know. My father and my mother instilled that stuff in it. That's respect. Respect people's time. You don't want them wasting yours. So I don't know. I'm standing up for my Busan peeps. I don't know if it's that lopsided or not. But let's keep going.
Okay.
What else we got?
Well, what about it? Sorry, just Daejeon compared to Seoul, was that a big multicultural?
At the time, yes. At the time, yes. In Daejeon. So I lived in Daejeon until 2012.
Did you have foreign friends there?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I work in many foreign bars, like Western bars.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. That was aligned with your PhD
I was pretty
thesis.
popular at there.
Oh, cool.
In there.
Okay. So, going to Seoul, it wasn't. I felt when I came here, we were a very insulated group. There was maybe 70 or up to maybe 100 teachers, and everyone hung out together. But outside of that, it wasn't very. We weren't very connected at that time, but. I think going from Daejeon to Seoul really opens your opportunities to meet people, as you said earlier, of all different cultures, all different ages. It doesn't matter how old, how young you are, where you're from. Everyone is kind of cool together, right?
Yeah. In Daejeon is the same, but it's just at that time the majority was English teachers, and then international students, mostly from China, Russia. Uzbek, Indonesia, because of KAIS and Chungnam University. Oh my God, I'm promoting other universities. Okay. And then Usong University.
Sure.
If we're going to keep going on the speed of Seoul and stuff, can I just ask where you're from in Indonesia?
I'm from Surabaya.
Surabaya, huh?
Yeah. We Surabaya people, we are hot-tempered.
because man, my experiences in Jakarta were, wow. I mean, that was not my vibe, being stuck in traffic in Jakarta and stuff. But there was many other chilled places that were like, whoa, okay, I can handle this. But if you were going from Jakarta to Seoul, that's a different maybe change than from Surabaya to Seoul. Or Surabaya, Daejeon, Seoul.
Right.
So what was it like? You said the speed of life, everything there was more your style. Could you ever see going back home? Because Seoul would be so different, or Busan be so different than home?
Going back home where?
Indonesia?
Okay.
It's you're home away from home? Yeah.
I feel like my home is where my dog is. So going back home, that will be interesting. I mean, it will be like a challenge, but there's opportunity there, and the demographic is good. But there's not many old people. I mean, like around my age, they are all married, and I think
in your country,
in Indonesia.
In Indonesia, I just can only speak about my city.
Yeah.
My city is Surabaya. Is the second biggest city in Indonesia. So we kind of like sister city with Busan. It's very growing. I love Surabaya, and Surabaya has shown every 6 months I come back to Indonesia, to Surabaya, there's always something new. There's always something new. So there is
young generation.
There is the kaching there.
A kaching?
Oh,
the money.
The money.
No, I got you.
But after like 7 days spending my vacation there, I always of course miss my dog, miss kimchi jjigae, and the mountains. So
I used to criticize Koreans for going abroad and like eating Korean food, but I do it now too. I'll go find a Korean restaurant and eat some jjigae or something.
Okay, especially because you both of you are married.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, that's part of it too.
I'm curious if you live in somewhere else for this long, if you have that kind of craving or inclination to eat that food, because I'm only 4 or 5 days in Canada. I'm like, okay, where's the gochujang, gochugaru, kimjang? Where's something red? I need something red.
My God, you're worse than me.
But I don't know what. Like, I wonder if you lived in Mexico, if you have that craving for, like, as soon as you get back. If you don't have it, I don't know. But I get it all the time. You said something always changing in Surabaya.
Yeah.
Do you connect that also with Korea? Because for me, when I go back to Canada, nothing's changed. And for 20 years, it feels like it's very stagnant.
Oh no!
But when I go to Canada and come back to Ulsan, everything changed, and I've only been gone for a month, and everything seems to have changed. Buildings.
In Ulsan?
Oh my God! Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure more so than any place that you've, like Busan or Seoul, because it was so underdeveloped. And the infrastructure doesn't have a lot of room to grow in Seoul and Busan because they're already big cities. Not as much as here. Where here it kind of started and it's been growing like a teenager. It's just been expanding like crazy. So the change in Surabaya, do you also find that in Seoul? That it was changing a lot, or not so much? Because I think for us, probably we don't see it as much because we don't live there, but that Ulsan changes so fast.
I was in Seoul 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't remember. It has changed as well. Many tourists come back. Many people speak English more. But the thing is, it seems like Seoul, this is what I think Seoul has to be like the housing. That's the main problem, I think. Yeah.
Sure.
For who?
For the citizens or the people who live there.
I got a question about that because we interact lots with the expat dads group, and a big thing on there, you see lots of posts about unaffordable housing. Like they said, it's insane. But there was a post the other day about $4,000 or sabakman for rent. Now, is this are these people who are just trying to buy new apartments, or is there certain areas where you can go and find affordable housing? Like, for example, in Ulsan, where we are now, this is not an expensive place. But if you walk 200 meters over there, there's $500,000 or $700,000 houses. In Seoul, is there different areas that are obviously Gangnam is more
usually like Silim. If you're familiar with Silim is on a line 2, the green line just between Sadang and Haeundae. That's where like a little bit cheaper. And then also Hwae or Dongmyo, line 1 on the up north. And then many people, they live outside Seoul, like on the suburb. But for example, this studio, I can easily tell how much this will cost in Seoul. This is 500. Yeah. 500,000 won. $500.
Oh, a month.
A month.
Oh,
yes. Share room.
Oh, share room.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so.
I cannot live. I mean, it's so cramped.
Oh, sure. Yeah. This apartment would be 500,000 per person staying in here?
This room.
Oh, this room?
Yeah, this room. 500, yeah.
Oh my God, not the apartment.
500 and if a share room. Yeah, share room. So you can easily make, if you own this 500, that 500, and then, yeah.
Holy like smokes. That. Yeah, no, nothing like that down here. That's a reason I think why I like to promote Ulsan. It's very affordable. There's lots of work around, and
there's lots of work around. That's good.
Yeah. Well, just general
for everybody,
for Koreans, engineers, everything
for everybody.
Yeah.
This is the heartbeat of the country.
Yes.
Whether you agree or disagree, I'm here to tell you.
I'm sorry for laughing. Yeah.
I'm here to tell you. If you don't know, I can give you the tour.
Oh, yeah, cool. I would love that. Yeah.
Affordable housing is such an important thing for the general maybe happiness or well-being of the citizens. If everyone has a place to live, then you're free to do other stuff. But if you always have that mortgage or that looming debt over your head, it's hard to get out and do other things.
Sometimes we stuck in a place that we cannot see. I mean, we do not see like how to live there because we are scared or accustomed, in what we are living in there. Comfortable, yeah. How about this comfy zone? The comfort zone.
Comfort zone,
yeah. When I used to live in Seoul and I was planning, I knew that I got to get rid. I have to move to another city so then I can be positive that time just during Corona. Yeah. Seoul was really really sad, and the regulation always changing. Yeah. Especially like coffee shop and restaurants.
That was funny down here. I mean, I don't know. I felt very free during Corona, especially when seeing everybody else's things. I was like, I'm kind of glad, man. We're pretty free here. There was restrictions, but it wasn't like we don't. Just very different. I felt very free.
The restriction is for eight people, right, in here.
I don't know what that was. That having a family that doesn't affect me. I'm spending 90% of my time with my family. If there's Corona or no Corona. Oh. I'm not out partying every night. I'm not. So that
I think the bar is probably
going home at 12 o'clock. That that didn't have...
Bars probably had the most difficult time adjusting to regulations. Sure. Close at 10, close at 11.
Yeah.
Well, social distancing, whatever.
But young people were drinking in the streets or in the parks, or they found ways. But no, I think in general it was much more relaxed here. Again, not going out all the time, and shopping, this, that. It didn't affect a lot of...
I was really glad, and I'm still very glad that I moved to Kimhae. I work at the Kimhae Foreign Migrant Center. Yeah. If not, then I don't know. I did not know what else I should have.
Was Corona the driving factor for that move?
Yes.
Loved your life in Seoul, everything going great.
Because what I love and what I did not exist. Mainly I was a tour guide, and then of course did not exist. And then me and a domestic travel agencies that for foreigners who live in Korea, we tried to survive. We still made event, but until I think it was August 2020, there was a demonstration by Gyeongbok Palace, all the medical students, and then the passions of Corona just got really booming, and then no more tour, and then I was oh God, I really, this is what I love. And what else? I also love teaching, but because there, I taught Indonesian language, but because there was no trading, no business, between Indonesia and Korea, so no need to learn our language. And so what I love is also been taken.
Sure.
So yeah.
But that's sometimes I think. Have you heard before the analogy of the hermit crab?
I believe so, but
yeah, it's something like the crab. You know, he's got his shell, and he starts eating, and he gets big, and he's uncomfortable, and that's his signal that he's gotta change. So I think the analogy is like in our life, when something gets uncomfortable, that's a signal that it's time to change, and I mean, and it's a signal for growth too, right?
So of all places coming out of Seoul, how did you choose Gimhae?
Oh, through a friend. Through a friend, because I'm a little bit, as you know, I'm a social media maniac. I post like almost daily, and I scream for help. I need help, yeah. Exactly. I said that I really want to suicide.
Save me. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
But because I have I had a dog.
Take your time, yeah.
I had my dog is still here, but because of my dog, I feel like no, I need to survive. So my Indonesian friend said, "Hey, there is an opportunity here in Kimhae. I'm okay. There is an opportunity here in Kimhae. They are looking for a consultant who can speak very good Korean and of course Indonesian." I was like, okay,
bam, sign me up,
yeah.
There you go. That's everyone was worried, in Corona about the actual virus, but I think we really overlooked the isolation of people and I mean, like, again, losing your job, losing everything that you've worked over all those years to build. I don't think anyone took those things into account, but.
What was that change in vibe like? I mean, going from Seoul to Gimhae I don't know an analogy for that.
Good question,
But, man.
First of all, I felt no. At the time, I felt like, oh my God, I could breathe, and people smiled.
Yeah,
people smiled.
Sure.
Even though during Corona, people smiled.
Yeah, I think, man. I think the big cities had so much focus on them all over the world that, that's where the government's located. And if people are breaking the rules, then it turns into anarchy. And so if you weren't in the big city, there wasn't really a spotlight on you. Yeah, somebody did this or that or whatever. But I think in general, it was probably much more relaxed outside of Seoul, Gyeonggi-do, because so much focus is on there. And same as Toronto. I guarantee in Thunder Bay, it wasn't the same as Toronto. And in Bali, it probably wasn't the same as Jakarta. So, yeah,
But look at
that's what I felt like. I felt like it was possible to breathe.
Some people we know here who have moved from, downtown Ulsan to the countryside, and they said it's a slower pace of life. It's more, okay, I'm not, you're not running that race every day of traffic and.
So that was quite a shock.
No, most important.
You had a job, you had your dog, but you didn't have that pace of life. But it was already slow, I guess, because of Corona. So.
Yeah, and I love it because I get to learn something new. My job is at the migrant center related all the documents, immigrations, worker rights and stuff like that. And then weekly we had the tests. They test us about our knowledge.
Oh,
yeah. This number, that number. What is this about? Human rights. What kind of documents that you needed for that? And
that's good. Keep you on your toes.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. But don't ask me right now. I already forgot, and it's always changing. Yeah.
Well, that's something nice to have on the resume too.
But I got difficulties from Seoul to Kimhae. I got difficulties that my contract is only 1 year. Do you know why?
In Korea, the contracts all seem short. They don't want anyone getting too comfortable.
No. I was really a hard worker. I'm pretty much valuable there. And then the Indonesian workers love me and I help them really.
Do you mean you signed a 1-year contract or they told you halfway through that it's only 1 year?
No. When it's about a year almost finished, they said that we will not extend your contract.
Oh,
how come?
Gutless.
Exactly. Guess why?
Someone else was coming back.
That's one.
Yeah.
That's the major one.
Someone was on maternity leave or something. And
no, the ones who left the job. Yeah. She went to Seoul.
And then she wanted to come back.
Yes, but she worked.
A year behind.
She worked here. She worked at the Kimhae Foreign Migrant Center for like 10 years, over 10 years. So she came back and same as me, because I did not really get along with my coworkers. My coworkers, don't get me wrong, they are not Koreans. Mostly they are multicultural families. The wife, from a different
country,
different nationalities. Because they were so laid back. And I believe that they are still laid back. And then I was so stiff because I brought the soul attitude.
Yeah, sure.
I brought the soul attitude, like what you're seeing right now. It's a stiff, like a military, and then to focus on the job. And then I did not know
Why are you 2 minutes late?
I did not know how to ha he he. And
go back to Seoul. We like to ha he he.
They like to ha he he. And then they like to gossip or talk during work and stuff. And I don't know. I was so stiff.
I'm so torn. I couldn't be more directly like on the fence of having feelings of like, when I go to work, it's time to crush. We got to do it. And the other one, like, we should be more relaxed. I don't know what's right and what's wrong, and I feel I'm right in the middle of.
No, but
middle of that.
If I can, if time can be rewind.
If I could turn back
if I
time.
can turn back time, I would have changed my behavior.
In Seoul or Gimhae?
In Gimhae, at that place. Perhaps I need like half of soju before I start to work.
Just chill.
Take the edge off.
And that's part of what I don't like about the big cities. There's not enough ha ha he he. That speed, that go, deadline. Hey, come down here and just relax, man. Everything's kind of slow and easy and enjoy. You can enjoy it. I find you can just enjoy more.
But I was a lot of under pressure though, because they have worked there for years, and I got to memorize all the regulation thing that and then plus we need to type very fast without looking.
Koreans are unbelievable typers. I used to work in a Hagwon, man, and they're just, it's almost like, I don't know.
Their typing on their phones is incredible. When you were in Gimhae, did you look at, I don't know, Somyeong, Haeundae, Gwangan, and feel like, hey, Gimhae's okay, I'm out of my comfort zone, a little bit weird, a little bit cool, but I got to put one foot into the city center. And did you go back and forth, or did you just kind of stay in Gimhae for a while and get to know it? Or
of course, on the weekends, I went to Busan.
Straight downtown?
Yeah. I even went back to Seoul or Daejeon because it was cheap. One way is 20,000 won, sure. 10,000 won during Corona. Yeah,
that's
So Gimhae didn't fit.
No, it fit. No.
It fit a different purpose.
Yes, exactly.
Specific reason.
It's good for my belly because there are lots of Indonesian restaurants.
In Gimhae.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yes, and because I work for, the kind of like worker, like a service, they even give me more.
Oh, of course.
Right now, when I go back.
She stamped my visa,
Exactly.
Well, I'm curious about, you said one of your comparisons, that it's kind of more unified maybe in Seoul, that the people kind of seem like all together, factory workers. But yeah, I gotta learn more here because I have a lot of friends in Seoul. I've been up, play hockey in Seoul. We got a couple different networks of friends in Seoul. It doesn't come across like that. It also comes across cliquey. And I don't know a lot of places where international students, entrepreneurs, professors, delegates from government office, businessmen, where they all kind of come together. I know Marta and J Kim, you know her and Marta?
Marta
with the startup programs. I know they bring a lot of different people together.
Yeah.
And so there's some of those networks and some of that feeling, but in general, I mean, the young teachers are out drinking and partying. The students are studying and working these jobs. The business people are doing business people stuff. No? Is it? Am I crazy? Am I wrong?
Nate, you're definitely not crazy. But here's what I feel, especially like in a club in here, or because in Seoul, in Seoul more global, but Seoul has the negativity. Oh, okay. Talk about hanging out in Seoul. You got to dress up. You got to really dress up, even though you go for a hike.
They wear their suits hiking.
Yes. You got to keep pace with them.
Absolutely.
And they are fast. Yeah. So if you do not meet their standard, and I don't think I meet their standard.
Come to Busan.
Yes. So they always ask, like in Seoul, they always ask, "What do you do? What do you do?" And then blah blah blah. And then after knowing you more and more, especially like close friends in there, I feel like when I came back to there, my close friends asked, Olia, so what's your goal right now? What's your goal?
Sure.
What do you do right now?
Yeah.
Not your job, but what?
Do you think that?
What do you do with your life?
I wonder, is that? Are they generally curious about what you're doing or your goals, or are they curious if you can benefit them in some way? I wonder if
I don't think in that way, but they ask you because they want to know, and then if they are really your friends, because I feel like I have really good friends here and there, but the attitude a little bit different because, of course, with your surroundings. But in there is like they always, in here is the same too, but they just want to know, I mean, like whether you're doing good or not, I think, and then whether they can help you or not. Yeah.
Do you find in Seoul that there's a lot before you become good friends, that there is a lot of superficiality, and it is a lot of what you look like, what you do, where you work, what university is that stuff more magnified in Seoul than it is in Gimhae or Busan?
Does your quote status really determine how people are talking to you or treating you? Is that what you're asking?
Can you fake it till you make it in Gangnam? Well, I just think it's a big city thing, and especially in Korea, where it's always, how old are you? What university did you go to? What's your job title? What's your and
that's
then
a Confucianism.
Sure, but that plays into if I'm going to meet you again, or if we're going to hang out again, or if we're compatible. Because if I'm here and you're here, we're not in the same spheres, and it's not so easy to intermingle, I don't think. So, do you find that there's a lot of that there, or like I'm just curious when you said it's more kind of global or more together, in which ways? Because here, my university students hang out with university students. Teachers hang out with teachers. I think we're lucky through this and through our NGO. We have like networks of engineers, of government guys, of education people, of family guys. Like, so we can kind of put our foot in many different networks. But in general, most people stick to their comfort zone, whatever that is, which is usually people in the same areas or stages of life or areas of fields of work that they do. So in which ways, I'm curious about, like, for example, the hiking stuff. We have university hiking group.
Right.
But it's not like university and factory workers and teachers all hiking together. That's not so common. It would be more the factory guys do their thing together, the students do their thing together. So I'm just curious more on the unity or the global or the togetherness maybe.
In that case, I cannot really, I mean, in Seoul and Busan, no difference. I mean, it depends on your chance, because I also have a group activity. Yeah,
I was going to say, I think that it's more united under, instead of university students doing something together, it would be like someone independent, like Olia starts a hiking group and many people from different aspects join it, right? So you're uniting under the mission, I guess, rather than who you're hanging out with. You said you were the tour guide. I had a friend visit last September, and I was not nervous, but I wanted to. We were in Seoul for 2 days or 3 days,
okay.
And I really wanted to give him like kind of bang for his buck. Like what can we do within this time in this area? What would you recommend for tourists seeking like authentic cultural experiences in Seoul?
If it's not influenced by the months or the season, then definitely. Wait a minute. How old are they?
Late 30s.
But maybe you could. But we have families that listen to stuff. I got a sister coming with 5 kids for a month. We're going to Seoul, so you can touch whatever families, solos. Couples, families, whatever.
All right. So for kids, sorry, not much entertainment, but you can always go to Coex to see Coex Sea Life, or of course Everland, and there is Seoul Grand Park, Seoul Children Grand Park, and then this can be nice if they are old enough. Canoeing in Han River, canoeing by Han River, or kayaking by Han River if you have kids. Or I don't really recommend riding a bike, but by Han River. But you can always try that.
Sure.
If the kids are old enough, or the kids can ride a bike.
Yeah.
Because there are so many bikers just like
it's
like that,
serious.
right? Yeah.
Like what we talked about, the soul thing there. Like you got to be in the fast lane, or I read your post the other day. Nobody was honking at me. Nobody was telling me to move. When your walking thing yesterday.
And if all else fails, you can just eat ramyeon by the Han River.
Right.
I think there were Indonesian girls that came in before, right?
Yeah.
They said their dream. They came here and were like, "What's your biggest dream? What do you want to do while you're here?" They're like, "We just want to have ramyeon by the Han River." That's been
dramas.
so glorified in the dramas that was one of their big missions.
7-Eleven and the Han River.
Yeah.
I think Seoul is the heaven for 20s and 30s or early 40s. Yes.
Yeah.
Or if you are 40 but looks young, or have a young mind.
In which way?
Huh?
In which way?
Because of the entertainments, all the entertainments,
It's
the
all-
nightlife,
So much to do.
Yeah,
It's all geared towards
If that's your style, yeah.
exactly.
So many options.
But if not, then Seoul is a combination of, the history. The history, there are 5 places. There are 5 Sorry, oh my God, my English. Palaces.
Palaces,
Yeah, there are 5 palaces, and then War Museum, the National Museum. And then some mountains, I recommend Bukhansan or Gwangan, but easy mountains like Inwangsan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was something that I told my buddy who came. Just you gotta understand that. I think that's what's special about Seoul, is that it's new and it's old, and that's totally mixed together. You'll be walking and be like, "Oh my God, it's a 1,000-year-old palace or 500 years old," and then you look, you're like, "Oh, there's a massive skyscraper. Here's an electric car and whatever." Yeah, I mean,
Definitely, he got to stay in the middle, in the center.
we went to was it Myeongdong?
Okay.
Jeongno.
Jeongno,
Okay, good,
just
good.
all around.
Good choice.
around
Good
there.
choice.
Gyeongbokgung.
Gyeongbokgung. Okay.
Yeah. We actually,
Bokum, Sejongdaewonlo, Insadong, Myeongdong, Nampodong.
okay, yeah,
It's perfect.
Well, it was pretty cool too. We went running in the morning, and we're just running. Look, I'm like, "Oh my God, that's a blue house." It's like, "What? Oh, it's a president." And we ended up hitting like 4 or 5 really hot spots by accident, which was pretty neat, pretty nice. What about outside of the typical tourist attractions? Like if you had to recommend, if I was going to Seoul, or if Nate was going up with he mentioned his sister and kids are going, is there anything outside of the main tourist attractions that you would personally recommend as someone who has lived there for 7 years or 8 years?
For kids, it's difficult. I don't
minus
see...
the kids.
Oh, minus the kids. The palaces, the museums in Sadong, or you can. The mountains is too hard. Han River, right? It's just like Han River, riding a bike on Han River and
those are the
stuff. Oh my God! Look at this. I sounds like boring.
No. I don't. I find those. Some of those are the best memories.
I think the biggest thing is it depends where you're coming from and what your style is. If you're into history, or you're into just city life or partying or historical, or it depends what you are. I mean, I think part of the charm of Seoul is just standing downtown and just going, "Holy shit, this is Seoul!" Like it's just it's impressive. And if it's going to Namsan Tower, fine, or if it's Lotte World Tower, fine. But there's some things that you probably should do, even if they're out of your comfort zone, and some things that definitely should be geared towards what your interests are.
And I think a lot of people start coming here too. They might have their own agendas already. My wife she has a friend, like Korean friend with husband and kids, who have lived and raised their kids in Japan. And they came here for a vacation. My wife met him in Busan, and the kid knew, like, we got to go here. I want to eat this food from this stall. I saw it on YouTube. I got to try this. I got to try that.
Exactly.
And she wanted to kind of be a tour guide, I think, but they had their own agenda. Like,
They are like
I got to
teenagers?
eat. Yeah.
10, 12, 14, something like that.
I think it might be high school.
Oh,
Might be high
just
school.
leave it to them.
Yeah. They knew exactly what they wanted, like down to like
They're not kids anymore.
So the pojang matcha, like the little food stalls, like he knew, like, we got to go here.
Yeah.
They're coming out of small town Canada.
Okay.
10,000 people.
Oh.
Maybe been to Toronto once or something, Calgary maybe for an afternoon. But they're going from there straight into Tokyo. And I said, you might as well stay in Tokyo for a few nights because you're never going to get back there with 5 kids.
Exactly.
Stay a couple nights and I'll show you. I'll tell you everywhere to go in Tokyo. If I can, I'll make it there, but probably not. So I said, you get it. And so she ends up, she's got 4 nights in Tokyo. And I was like, imagine coming out of like the Shigo outside of like Miryang or Gumi or somewhere into downtown Tokyo, like staying in Shinjuku. And like, it's just going to be, I said, you don't have to do anything. Just walk.
Just be there, yeah.
Just walk and just go,
just be there.
Wow. So that's very different than someone who's been to, Paris, Mexico City, London.
Right.
Then they might be looking for something else. Might not be so much wow. But from my trying to research to help them, I thought the coolest thing there is definitely those go-kart tours.
Go-kart in Tokyo. Okay.
You can dress up as like Mario or some anime character, and you go on go-kart tours. Man, Seoul's got to get that. I would go and do that. You drive go-karts. You need a valid driver's license.
You're
but you drive on a go-kart tour, and you pick like whatever Jongno and what's Gangnam and next to the Han River or something. Like there's different parts of town you can tour. 1 hour tour, 3 hours, and you just drive go-karts. Downtown must be amazing, man. It would be so cool.
Right.
That's a very unique experience.
That was and I thought, wow, you should go do this, but you can't bring kids. There's no 2-seaters or anything. It's only adults that can drive. So, anyways, yeah, I think a lot of it depends on, like you say, what you're looking for, what you're into.
Right.
Everybody's is different.
But I definitely know where you should go for, to have a meal.
Okay, let's hear those.
Okay, so Seoul, samgyetang. In Seoul, you got to get samgyetang. It's called Tosokcheon. They should pay me. They're Tosokcheon samgyetang.
Okay.
It's by Gyeongbokgung, exit 3.
Okay.
And then just go up on the way to Tongin Market.
Okay.
On the left you will see. And then it's like in Hanok Place. So the restaurants are...
Nice.
Like in the Hanok place.
Yeah, I was going to say, must be somewhere in Sedong, Gyeongbokgung area, because there's a lot of cool and really good places there.
And also go to Gwangan Sijang, Gwangan Market in there, get
Market
the
Square.
Bindae-tok. Or
Where is that? What part of the city?
Near Jongno 5.
Okay.
Near
Jongno 5. That's my favorite exit. Jongno 5. That comes out right to the places we always used to stay. So maybe we can get those and put them in the links or the comments.
Okay.
The notes for the episode.
Okay. I think that's two. Only.
It's in Sadong with all the little shops and stuff down the little corner.
That's expensive.
It's tourists,
but it's so cool, man. I can't get enough of that. Taking pictures of it and just walking down like their little 1-story buildings and just going along. I could do that all day, man. Little flowers and pots and stuff outside. Every story uniquely designed. I love that.
How about Busan?
Huh?
Maybe a lesser known. What's the tourist?
Go?
Yeah, the where to's for Busan.
Oh my God, there are a lot. There's a lot. Definitely, you don't want to miss like near Nampo.
Love it there.
You can go.
That's where the Christmas stuff is, yeah? That's where they have the big Christmas trees.
The old film festival.
Gwangbokgung. Gwangbokgung. Yes, exactly. If let's say night sunset, first of all, take the Nampo sunset cruise. They start at 6. Yeah,
it's good.
It's only 25,000 won but for Busan people, included me, is 20. Take that. It's an hour and a half. that cruise is an hour and a half, and then they will take you like a little bit past Taejong Lighthouse. And if the weather is good and no fog, you will see Tsushima or Temado Island. That is actually it's by the Japan. It's a Japan island since the 8th century. Sorry, I just want to sound a little bit knowing about this. And then also you will see dolphins.
Really?
Yeah.
Every time?
No, depends.
Yeah.
Do you get a discount if you don't see them?
No.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, okay, Nampo Sunset Cruise. After that, go back. If you like raw fish or seafood, then have seafood there. But actually, it's more expensive. The cheaper one is in Milak, Gwangan Milak. But if you got no choice, so there. And then if you cross across the main street to Nampo, and then turn left, you will see like Pochamacha. Pochamacha, turn right after like 2 blocks. You will just go straight. You will pass like Gopchang restaurants, and then you will see the Kangdong Sijang, the night market. Kangdong night market,
I was just there. I know all the places you're talking about.
Okay.
That's I think we're on the same page here. That's near the book road, or like the used bookstore. Used
the
bookstore
store,
road.
there's there.
Very nice.
That's if at night.
Oh, okay.
And then go to Busan Tower and then have soju there.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's allowed or not, but I had soju there.
Nice.
Busan Tower is close to what?
Busan Tower is close to Gwangbokro, as Brian said.
It is there.
Yeah.
But is that how old is that? Like, I went to that Busan and I was like, I've been here 100 times. I've never seen this thing. Did they do a full remodeler of it or something? Because I remember going up there and they had some description or something that was remodeled or redone or reopened or.
Definitely, they play with lights. If at night, when you go up if you take a escalator and then you go up, and then you will see like stones, but at night they play with the lights, so the stones looks like there are waves around. But Busan Tower has been since 1973.
Wow.
And and there is a Daesan souvenir.
Souvenirs?
Yeah,
from
souvenir
Busan?
of Daesan.
A dead
The
seagull?
Daesan soju.
Oh, okay. Are you saying from Daejeon or from
No,
Busan?
Daesan. Daesan, the Busan soju.
Oh, okay.
So they have one small souvenir shops that's selling not soju, and then like a pillow of soju bottle, and like keychain of soju bottle and stuff like that.
Is that what your pillow is? The soju pillow?
No.
Not yet? Coming soon?
Nah.
I used to like the Manwon panties.
Manwon panties.
Have you seen those?
That's been a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. They should make.
Yeah.
No, they don't have, but they have socks.
They used to. Yeah, man! I looked for socks when my friend came here. I couldn't find any good ones. They used to be everywhere. Those little kind of funny Super Mario or whatever character socks. You could
Super Mario. The socks.
Yeah, they used to have
You
right.
could get anything back in the day. Daesan is Busan soju?
Yeah,
didn't
but
know.
there's a new one right now, Busan Kalmeki soju. I don't know how it tastes, but yeah.
Tastes
But
like a seagull.
Daesan is good. It's smooth.
So Nampo and the area, and what else? I got a question about Jagalchi. I love Jagalchi. But is it a tourist thing or not a tourist thing? Like, I just think I see so many people buying just seems like the regular groceries of fish and seafood there. And I don't go there to buy that stuff. So if it's for tourists, then they wouldn't sell anything. So it must be for locals because they have such an abundance of stuff there in stock. Are the prices? I don't know. I've never bought more than maybe some shrimp or something there. But are the prices there relatively good, bad? I mean, I don't know if they'd be high because who the heck would buy it?
I don't know if you to buy and to bring home and to cook at home. I don't know, but to have a meal there, I can only speak about raw fish so far, or like a haeundae.
So I can imagine that might be a little more pricey because there are a lot of tourists in the area. But
yeah, exactly. So for example, like 3 of us, raw fish is 70.
For 3 people?
For 3, yeah. And then, but to sit in there, to be able to enjoy your food is 5,000 each.
Yeah. That's still reasonable. I mean, if you go
quite a bit.
If you go for chamchi here, that's going to be 80, 90 a head.
Yeah, but we go down from our place there for 50, and it's piles of food. It's all you can eat and more for 50. 25 each.
Oh, that's pretty good.
$25 each.
Oh,
you get a
good.
huge plate of hae. You get meontang. You get tigim. You get
send location.
all.
I need to know as well.
It's really good. I think in
well.
Ulsan we're lucky in that regard. I mean, but there must be a lot of good, reasonably priced places in Busan as well.
Because for the tourists, local tourists, and then the cruise,
Yeah.
the cruise as well.
Are Japanese the biggest tourists in Busan?
Must be Chinese, no?
In Korea, no, Taiwan is. Taiwan is first.
Wow.
I mean, this is based from someone who's in the tourism industry. He said that since last year, Taiwan is first, and then Chinese and Japanese.
That's in
would just be on
Busan.
sheer
That's in
numbers.
Busan, or it's in Korea.
All
In
around Korea. Yeah.
How's it? Just when we were walking around Busan, there was lots of Japanese.
Lots of Japanese.
Like groups and groups and groups of.
Which is wild because the exchange rate is awful right now for them.
Right,
It's
right.
fantastic for us.
Yeah.
Like when it was like this, when I first came to Korea, we went every few months. We went to Fukuoka just to party and hang out because it was cheaper than going to Seoul.
Oh, wow.
You get on the boat in Busan, finish work, straight to the boat, straight to Fukuoka. Whoa.
But they had the boat and hotel packages too.
Yeah.
Pay $50, you get a boat and a hotel.
It was cheap like it is now, like 15 cents on the dollar, kind of.
Oh,
so
that's good.
it was wild.
Man, with my visa, with the Indonesian passport, I cannot go to Japan. I
Really?
need to go to Japanese embassy to
Oh,
get
really?
the permission. Yeah.
Huh. That's wild. I didn't know that.
Even the
Because my passport's still Indonesian passport.
but even with 20 years of clean, no problems, no records, no penalties, they still don't. That doesn't count for anything.
I don't know. I don't dare to try. Maybe I should try.
Well, that's I know some of the international students, and they're like, we can't go there. We're from here. We can't go there. We're from here. But then I see a couple guys go, and I'm like, see, follow these guys. I don't know what they do, or if their dad's the ambassador or something, but follow them. You can go. It just might not be as easy as it is for somebody else. So I try and refer my students to other students that have been and say, look, this guy's from your country. He's been to 6 Southeast Asian countries. You can go.
That's...
I don't like
Thank you, Nate.
I don't like the international students thinking that they're limited because of their passport and they can't go somewhere. It's possible you might have to, and if you come together and you listen, these are the steps 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he went. Oh, I can go. It's the same with them in dating. I said, go get a girlfriend, go get a boyfriend. Oh, I can't. I'm from Dang Dang country. What? And then you get one, a Korean boyfriend, and then the other Indonesian girl goes, oh, she did it. I can do it. Oh, I can do it. And then 2 years later, they all got Korean boyfriends. It's just someone's got to do it and show the way and put it out like, look, this is how the steps to get a visa for whatever country.
Maybe I should just go to the cruise, the international passengers, and then ask.
Because I'm sure when you apply for student visas in Canada, once it shows you did 4 years in Korea, that counts a lot towards whether they accept you or not in Canada. If you are a Nepalese, Indonesian, Sri Lankan, whatever, applying from your country with no history, that's a lot harder. Then I did 4 years in Korea and I went home and came back and I went to Japan and came back. Oh, okay. Yeah, you follow the rules. Okay. So I think maybe it might be you might have a little leverage from your time and stuff here.
Interesting.
What do you think about Haeundae and Gwangan?
Cool. Very cool. Love it. I like them equally though. Like them equally.
Yeah.
On my first year in Kimhae, believe me or not, because there was no activity, I joined, and that time was Corona. Yeah. I joined rugby.
Rugby?
Yeah, the Busan rugby.
Awesome.
The Busan rugby. And at the time, I was more in shape because I went to work on a bike. Yeah. I rode a bike, So I joined the rugby.
The Busan people will tell you that the Busanites don't go to Haeundae. That's for tourists. Busanites go to Gwangan. Can you touch on this? Because I hear it all the. Don't go to. No. I got some visitors coming, some guests, some friends, whatever. Yeah. We're going to both. Yeah. But I think you have to kind of do both. But I think for a tourist, Haeundae is. When someone comes in and I have to choose, I'd probably choose in Haeundae. Just the boardwalk is huge. There's so much always going on, and I don't know, I'm not saying there's not
everything's there.
There's not at Gwangan, but it's a little bit smaller. There's not the big huge hotels. It's probably not as maybe international. But what's your chic little brother?
If you only have one night in Busan. One night in Busan, if you're single, no, it doesn't. Wait. Let me rephrase it. Let me imagine. It depends on what day though. If it's on Saturdays, because Gwangan has the drone show, which sometimes, sometimes not spectacular. Depends. Like
it's not the Blue Dragon.
It depends. Still? Every time it's changed.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So you cannot really tell whether tonight will be wonderful or tonight will be spectacular or just
Depends how much day sunnies drank the night before.
Yes. So, okay. So if on the weekdays, if you can be Haeundae. But Haeundae also have something on the weekends, on Saturdays, which is like the performance on the main street.
Yeah. I've never been disappointed in Haeundae. There's always busking, magicians, jugglers. There's always something for all ages. They're just sitting there on the stoop, drinking, watching the people. There's always something for everyone. Gwangan feels maybe more prim and proper, more high end.
Okay, I will go both. Haeundae first, and then after 11 p.m. or after 10 p.m. go to Gwangan. Okay, that's all.
I agree with that because Haeundae is kind of. I'm surprised they haven't made it into that kind of a good night place. We used to go to one club down there maybe and a casino at Paradise. But after 10 o'clock, like there was nothing to do there. You had to go to Somyeong. Because there's nothing, other than sitting on the beach drinking, right. There's not a lot going on there. And in that way, I say, Gwangan is, it used to be Fuzzy Navel?
In Haeundae.
Yeah, Fuzzy Navel and maybe one or two other things. But Gwangan, I would agree with that. After 10 o'clock, go to Gwangan.
That sounds good. One of my most memorable nights in Korea started at the Sand. They have the big Sand festival or whatever.
It's next week,
isn't
it?
Is that next week?
I don't know. I have to check.
It's coming up soon.
2 weeks.
It's in
1 or 2 weeks
June,
later. Yeah.
It's just really amazing. But then making our way over to Gwangan, that was it's incredible. I've never been served beers at that time. I had never been served beers outside of a bar. Like in Canada, man, you can't step 1 foot out. You can't even walk up this. Like if it's 2 floors, if a bar's 2 floors, you can't walk up the stairs with your drink. I was in Gwangan and the bartender's bringing drinks across the street to me outside. It was, oh my God, absolutely wonderful. Memorable night.
You said
enough about me.
You said one thing there I read was you like to promote where you live.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
My philosophy, I think, is my belief. Like always be thankful to the city that you live in. And then try to, if your city doing well, that is likely that you will be doing well. Yeah.
And that's what I think why this is a fun place to live, because the city has always done well. since we've been here. And I think the changes are very apparent and visual. I think at one point the GDP was 2.5 times the rest of the country here because of Haeundae, SK. I mean, it's very, very wealthy. Even if you don't think it when you come in.
No. Nate, I heard that too.
Yeah.
I mean, like Ulsan is the richest city in Gyeongsangnam-do.
In Korea.
In Korea.
The GDP here is extreme compared to the rest of the country.
Do you know what city that's gonna be popular next year?
Do tell.
Want to tell me Changwon?
No.
What is it?
Gyeongju. They will be holding APEC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gyeongju is always popular. No?
No, yes, but I think next year
Going to get lots of attention.
It will be there, like
lots of
game. They step up their game.
Yeah. A lot of
So
stuff down
for here, I find when I'm in Canada, you pay taxes, lots of taxes. I don't know what they do. They fix potholes from the winter. For 8 months, they just fix the potholes. But in Ulsan,
Not Niagara.
there's no winter. There's not a lot of grass to cut. There's not a lot of stuff. The taxes. I mean, you see it in the roads, the bike paths, the bridges, the parks. I mean, whoa. Like I feel like, man, my tax dollar goes a long way here. Where in Canada, I'm like, what do they do with all of our money? So I think here you see those major. When we came, Haeundae and SK used to dump toxic sludge straight into the river. Straight into the river. It was toxic. Now they have like 50 bird species. They have the salmon run every year. Like it's completely transformed in 10, 15 years.
Okay.
It's a whole different place, man. It's so green and eco-friendly now compared to... So I think seeing that is, like you say, be appreciative. If your city's doing good, you're doing good. I feel that here. That's why I like it here.
And I never realized that it's so easy for me to go to Ulsan, to where I live.
Where was I?
I live by Busan National University.
Oh, yeah.
So like a Changcheondong, go to Nonpo and then just take a bus just straight away.
Man, no, the bus is like 35, 40 minutes.
Exactly.
It's not bad at all. Yeah.
I didn't know the whole time because
Yeah.
the past 2 times I went to Ulsan was on my friend's car.
Yeah.
And then, I went to here 4 times. Then the other one by subway, also with other friends.
Do you mean the subway to Samsung
to Daewanggang.
Daewangam.
Yeah.
Gwangan? Okay.
Yeah.
But where does the Daewanggang station go to? That goes right to Haeundae. doesn't it?
Haeundae, yeah.
So we have a train now direct to Haeundae. It's a little bit far from here, but I can drive to Haeundae from here in under an hour, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet, but the bus is beautiful, isn't it?
Right.
And jump on the bus, 40 minutes, boom, hit the.
So
get on the subway.
really thank you for having me. Otherwise, I wouldn't, realize that it's that easy.
So you're going to
from
be
my
coming
house.
more often and promoting Ulsan?
The last half of this podcast is just going to be us telling you more about the city.
What do you plan to be in Korea indefinitely, I'm assuming?
Until I die.
Okay. So what if your dog moves to Surabaya?
My dog?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean if my dog passed away or
No, if he moves back home
moves
to
to
Indonesia.
if my dog
You said you're going with a dog?
We're talking animal rights here.
my dog is very old. She's 13 years old and her eyes start to, have a cataract or something like that. But anyway, I don't think that's a good...
It's got to be more Snoop Dogg. Get some of that.
That's a good question because my brother been pushed me to go back to Indonesia to take care of my mom.
I think we all kind of get that stages, right? I mean, we don't even think about it. You come here first, it's, wow, this life's awesome. I was like, wow, I've been here 20 years. What the hell? And then some things start pulling you different directions. And like for us, kids' education maybe, but also our parents getting old. And then you start going, ooh, some big decisions have to be made.
Right.
I mean, I also think maybe Korea indefinitely, unless something drags me away, Probably not, but maybe some interesting decisions. So
no, I don't know. I will not let my family to decide my future, because this is one thing, they did not ask me what I want. They did not ask me what my dream. They state that you do not give a F. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah.
So do you think you'll be moving more in Korea, or do you have to be in Seoul, Busan, the big cities for the vibe? Or
Busan. That is why today I would like Busan or Seoul. Definitely there is a room to grow in Busan.
Sure.
There's room to grow in Busan, either for the citizens, for my students, for myself. Yeah.
Cool.
And then it's not that hard, but in Seoul I have to compete. But
come to Busan, you'll be a superstar, man. you have zero competition here. You'll be the only show tomorrow. In town.
You can be the mayor's assistant. If you've been there a year, you would have been there for probably one of the biggest events or decisions in the recent history of Busan, which was losing the bid for the Expo
2030.
Yeah.
How do you, being involved in all these different aspects, areas, knowing so many different foreigners and locals, man, the vibe was fun. Like the lead up to that was, man, they spent a ton of money. And
I'm still drinking water bottles with 2030.
And it was Busan, and everything was, it was kind of fun. I was there 2 or 3 times last summer, and man, there was an energy in the city. And then
was it the scouts that killed it?
Huh?
With the scout,
no, it was, who got it? Someone in the Middle East got it. Saudi Arabia or someone.
Yeah.
How are you going to compete with that kind of money?
Exactly.
Yeah. There's not. As soon as you see those guys in the finals, you should just drop out. Yeah. Wait until you can't compete with that kind of money. So what was it? I felt like it. And then we went there shortly after that. We were at Bexco, and it felt like someone took a pin and went, and like all of Busan was in a hangover. Like, what do we do now?
Oh no!
We spent billions of dollars. Everything's labeled and logoed, and then it was like, it kind of just sucked the whole energy out. Can you tell us about that feeling before, after, and what you think it's going?
Did you feel it?
That's a good question, whether I feel it or not. I think like the impact, I don't, sorry, to be honest, I don't feel the impact, but really Busan has to, but more tourists come to Busan though.
Sure.
There's the residual.
I think that's the way to justify the spending. If I was a Busanite and all my tax money was going to promoting this thing and we didn't get it, you'd be pretty angry. But the spin-off was that Busan got a lot of coverage, exposure, and I think it definitely drives people there.
And right now they are doing I don't know. I feel like there are some steps or some strategies that Busan can do because there are more tourists come to Busan, which make the students who's like majoring in the tourism or hotel to do more like a volunteer, to practice their English, to help the tourists. Now, of course, not pointing out, to go to that restaurant, more about like history in Busan and stuff. Even Gyeongju, if you go to Gyeongju National Museum, there are like retired volunteers that explain this is this, and
those are awesome.
Exactly.
I love that.
And they got money too. I heard they only be able to perform 8 times a month and got support from the government. That makes you keeps you
involved, keeps you relevant.
I think it's amazing to go to Bulguksa and just get like some random grandpa who wants to be there. Nobody told him to. He wants to be there, and he's telling you stories about growing up and this stuff was a part of his life, or a much bigger part than it is of the people now. But I think that's great. When we were at in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and you can get the same thing. They have elder Japanese people, and they can do it through a translation set. And like, whoa, to walk through the museum in Hiroshima with a Japanese elder that, you know, lived in the area when the bombs went, like, whoa, it's just incredible. I love that. I think it's great. I would pay for it. It's really good.
Well, I got hit up by a guy. You mentioned about the birds in Tewa River. We're just walking down there the other day, and the guy stopped. This guy was so knowledgeable about birds. Like, literally just talked to my wife for 20 minutes about, do you know how many birds there are here? Do you know what they do? We got to make a button, and I think that's pretty cool about Korea. If that was in Niagara Falls, the massive tourist hub, there's nothing free there in Niagara. And I think it really turns a lot of, I don't know. If I was a tourist in my own hometown, I would be pretty turned off by how much everyone is just trying to take money. Here, I feel it's more a little bit more trying to sell and just everything, man.
Here, it's not so obvious. The shops and restaurants in the tourist areas are a little more expensive. Fine, that's everywhere. But there's not as many scammers.
For example, when AJ visited, we had a buddy who came to visit in Niagara. And parking's always a problem downtown. And we're driving around. I'm like, okay, here's a reasonable place to park, and it said $10, huge sign, $10 all day parking. Mind you, this is more than 10 years ago. I'm still angry about it. Huge placard, $10 all day parking. Went and parked 3-4 hours. Came back. He goes, "Oh, you've been gone for 4 hours. That's $40." And like, what do you mean $40? Like, look at the sign. $10 all day parking. In tiny little letters on the bottom it says per hour. $10 all day parking per hour. In tiny little letters. Oh my God. If that wasn't my hometown, I would never go back there. Those
lots of cheeky
scammers, yeah, man. But I don't find that so much over here.
More sincere, right?
Yeah, I think for now,
it's the culture. It's the conservative culture. It's the respect, the mutual respect among people. At home, it's everyone's me. They're not worried that they're giving their city or their neighborhood a bad impression. I think here it's more my grandma, my grandpa, my parents wouldn't like this. They think I'm cheating people. It's more of a conscience, maybe.
Right.
But man. You know, like, I mean, walk down the streets of Bali on the way down to the beach there, and wow, I mean, people will start at $100 and go all, and if you're willing to pay $50 because you got 50% discount, cha-ching! But I'm only willing to pay $1, and they're like, "Oh, you're so hard to sell to," and I'm like, "But come on!" And I get both sides, but that's kind of fun.
Right.
The one that's not fun is when they know they're scamming you and. It's a game, right? In Southeast Asia, it's a game to play that bargaining game.
Right.
And everybody should know that going in. And your bargaining skills will determine the price. And it's probably not the market price. But when it's kind of deception and deceiving, that's the part that doesn't feel good.
Right.
When people are cheating you and you
just don't know.
You don't know it. And it's not because you're naive. It's because they're being sneaky. What do you think the future has for Busan, for tourism? Very, very bright? Is it going to grow a lot?
It's gonna grow a lot, but it's gonna grow a lot. But Busan has to. Oh, okay. Here's the concern: during winter and rainy days, someone has to make a package, has to come up with a strategy, and I will write something for the Busan tourism. I got something in my mind.
Good.
Yeah, for the winter and rainy, and rainy days.
Because nobody comes, or because they come and they're not happy?
No, because they don't come. And then rainy days, for example...
Rainy days, you mean like somewhere in July where it rains for 2 weeks?
Rainy season?
No, like example for like last night. It's just right now the weather has been very weird, isn't it? Like unpredictable. So if rainy tourism or local people, citizens, they they go to where? 신세계 센텀.
I was going to say they go to the
Busan.
pajanchib.
No, I'm talking about during the day. During the day, of course, the 신세계 센텀. Then the Busan life. And one time I got some friends from the Netherlands. They came to Busan, but the weather was terrible. So we went to UN Memorial, to another museum. But not enough. So
not enough to do on the rainy days.
Yes, exactly.
Be careful, you're gonna have the makgeolli. The makgeolli.
What they can do, what they can do is experience center.
Makgeolli lobby.
Experience center.
For what kind of experiences?
Art, making something that related to Busan.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
They don't have. After that World Expo thing, they didn't come out of that with a place for experiences.
No,
Incheon Airport has
just local business. There are maybe 2 or 3 doing the makgeolli experience, but business. Yeah.
So is the main tourist stuff Centum City, Haeundae, Gwangan, and Nampo? Is that the majority
Yeongdo as well.
Yeongdo, okay.
Yeongdo Island, or if you are a hiker and love temple, then Kumcheongsan Fortress and Formosa.
Formosa, yeah.
Or
Yonggungsan.
Haeundae Yonggungsa, Haeundae Yonggungsa, and around
Gijang there, that area now has a lot of tourists and shoppers and stuff around there.
Are you talking about the Hilton?
Where the luge is, the Hilton, the luge, the temple, the IKEA, that area has lots of foreigners around it now, or tourists around.
I got another one here. But younger generation in Busan compared to Seoul.
The younger generation.
Yeah. You said in Seoul, it's the whole city. You said is for the younger 20s, 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
Do you find that in Busan too?
Around the universities, yes. Around the universities, yes. But outside the universities area, not really. Like Nampo, no.
Not so much.
Really, but here, what I feel, here, I already call 어머님. But if I go to a coffee shop, some guys call me 어머님.
Oh.
That's
By the way, I'm 44,
Yeah.
so I'm 44, but they call me 어머님. But in Seoul, they will just say like 카페 라떼 나왔어요, or 아메리카노 나왔어요.
And what do they say here?
어머님 카페 라떼 나왔어요.
Really?
Oh man.
Just some guys.
Not in Ulsan. Not in Ulsan.
Not all. It's just like it just happened like to some guys in the coffee shop.
I still remember transitioning from like, oh, he might be a uni student to like people call me Ajashi, and I was like, oh no, already? That was and also like in sorry to cut you. In a pub bar in Seoul, it's always nice to have a like. Young guys, no flirting, just with their bottle or glass, just cheers. Yeah. It's just so nice.
That doesn't happen here?
No, they will just they just ignore me.
어머니. Do you need a coffee?
Get out from here.
Come on, you mean if you're down by the beach areas and stuff, it's not. If you go to what's it called? Not beach bar. HQ. If you go to HQ, you don't get a couple cheerses?
No, HQ is just two foreigners. When I'm
you're
talking
looking for
about
more Koreans.
No. I'm not looking. I'm just saying because Brian mentioned about the young Koreans, young generation. So yeah.
So if you, I'm being serious. So if you go to the matchib or something, you're not going to get a gombe from a couple tables over.
I do.
I mean, I do. I don't go out very much, but when I do, like when the hockey guys came, all those young people love us, man. And you speak a little Korean and they go, wow! And then all of a sudden you have like 10 extra people around for the show. I feel your style would be the same thing. You start talking, telling a story, and then they start coming. No?
Nah.
Need more Daesun. More days on
I don't know, but in a bar in Busan, I always with friends. So
so that's why
I don't remember how,
That's why.
Yeah. Oh, those are the days, man. Those are the days. I'm an old, boring guy now. That's the...
How do you think your perspectives might change if you stayed 3, 4, 5 more years in Busan? Do you think it'd become more favorable or less favorable? Or how do you think your views might change? Where is there room for growth maybe in your views of Busan?
I've seen a lot from Busan Global Foundation, actually. If you go to their website, they make it more like English friendly, really. And then, so it's going to be more global. And I think like Busan is trying to win another in 2035.
Cool. World Expo again? I think they did talk about trying for it again, but
right, yeah. So
cool.
How?
Well, they're out there. They're doing it, man. Even like you said, even if they're just trying, even if they're failing, they still have that drive, that motivation. It seems like they're willing to embrace world or more multicultural or cater to
and
a
then,
different
and then the
population.
project to get over 30,000 international students by 2028.
They
that was out last year, I think. Right?
And then.
Yeah.
And there's also other kind of visa right now. So for international students who have parents which age like under 55, the parents can work in Korea, but not factory, either something related to fishery or agriculture for 6 months or 9 months.
Wow.
I don't.
Or over the,
This feels like putting Band-Aids on the problem. They have a huge problem now.
The demographic.
Now it's become they're aware of it. They have been aware of it for 10, 15 years. They just didn't want to accept it. Now it seems like they've accepted it. Here, Busan, Seoul, because you can't avoid it anymore. Universities are closing, schools are closing, daycares are closing. There's no kids. But this immigration and just reaching out to Southeast Asian countries for immigrant work is not the solution. You need silver talents for foreigners who are going to Thailand or the Philippines to spend all their US dollars or euros. You need them coming to Korea for 1 month and saying 5G, check out Korea, Japan, China. This is my base. My base is in Busan. I got access to all these places and it's a fun, cool place to hang out. And it's tax-free, this. They got to make incentives to get more than just Southeast Asian laborers coming here and students.
But if you bring the laborers here, give them more than 9 months, no? We'd want to them...
The factory workers can come for 6 years or whatever it is, but that's still not... You want them to immigrate here and start a business here.
Well, if their kids
and pay taxes here. They make money and they just send it all home.
If their kids are being... Exactly.
It's a net loss.
If their kids are being educated here, ideally, like you said, the parents move over. They want to establish something. If the parents are working, the kids could be working part-time. They could buy a house, start a business, do whatever, man.
What do you think about like the general sentiment or the government perspective on this kind of moving forward? Because there's no question it's going to be much more multicultural, much more international.
Here's I think...
But they're kind of not ready for it. And it's kind of taking them by surprise, which it shouldn't. But I feel there's so much more they can do. Or to just say, screw it, let's embrace it. We got no choice. We're going to be multicultural. Let's do the brain drain. Let's get the smartest people instead of just laborers. But they're fighting against Thailand, who's got free visas. These guys have free visas. So if you're going to come with your money, $500,000, are you choosing Korea? It's too hard. There's so many easier places, more comfortable places. What do you think about the moving forward and the globalization of Korea?
Brian, you were about to say something.
I was going to say, I think language might be one of the biggest problems. We talked about this before. Oh, damn, I can't remember the...
But take Busan, for example. That whole stretch along the coast from whatever, Haeundae, Gwangan, we go there, I say, 얼마예요? And they say, 한국말 잘해요? Wow! And I say, huh? Yeah, everybody just speaks English. It's just natural to just, say something in English to the 7-Eleven worker.
Right.
They all the Koreans there speak English. It's very, very normal. Here, if you said that, the guy would look like,
Yeah.
So I find like that Busan's the place to do it, where it's very global already. What do you think?
Not yet. Sorry. I think, first of all, I wish Korea more concern, more giving the benefits for the Koreans. Yeah, giving more benefits for the Koreans. I know that the education is free until high school, but that one, which is already very good. But what do parents need? I'm not a parent myself, but I imagine what parents with the toddlers need: time, right? Time. Why not I don't know, still working, but finish work at 3 or start from 12, finish at 6, something like that. And then, but the governments also support the companies. If the workers with the toddlers, maybe until 7 years old, work like that, only 6 hours.
So you're speaking about boosting the domestic birth rate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, to help.
Oh, there's lots
to
of
help
things.
parents.
But we can't reverse that right now. The next 50 years is already sorted because we can't make more kids from 10 years ago, right? Those kids are already born and we can't go back. So we already know how far it's going to decrease the next 20, 30 years here.
No, I mean, for the future.
Yeah.
I mean.
But that's a long term to.
Yeah.
If everybody you know has one kid, who's going to say, "Hey, Nuna, let's have 7 kids"? Everybody you know only has one kid. Right?
Isn't
it's a really tough change?
Isn't it a natural thing that swings both ways? Like it'll go both ways, where you get the population boom. Maybe it goes back to people are more interested in buying things and in upgrading houses. And
you got an example?
What's that?
Of it swinging the other way?
Well, it's swinging it was one way, now it's swinging this way. Maybe it'll go back. Ideally,
but that's what I mean. So, but I'm thinking that's a change over 50, 60, 70 years.
Sure.
It doesn't fix the problem now. And we have all these apartments going up and nobody's going to be living in them. Which I sent a message one the other day. Japan's got 9 million empty living spaces. Now, some of them are old and derelict, but lots of them are not. And it's a huge problem.
I saw a YouTube channel of foreigners who sell those. They're totally abandoned and they just go in and no one is living in this. No one's claiming it. But they go and they sell it.
But it says in the thing, it says that's way harder. Don't believe the YouTube guys. It's way harder than that.
Yeah.
And this is the problem in Korea is that it's still uri. And they don't want foreigners to own all kinds of different stuff.
Oh,
the Chinese started owning in Jeju-do, and what they do? They cut them off. Whoa, the Chinese are buying everything. Stop.
That was the point I wanted to make earlier about, you said Korea, they only take care of their own citizens. That was the big problem with Chinese, I think, that were coming over. One of the conservative politicians talked about Chinese coming over here and using the health system. I don't know if they were working, if they were maybe temporary workers, but them coming over and taking advantage of the healthcare system. So I think Korea's they've been invaded 8 billion times in history. I think they're a little bit apprehensive maybe to just do a Canada and open door policy and let all the foreigners flood in. They want to take it.
But I think that
they want to take it slow.
The suggestion that I made is just one of the solutions that I think are good for the citizens, and then to get foreigners to do a business here, of course. But the thing is, there are also many foreigners that have been taking advantage of this low birth rate just to be pregnant or get someone pregnant or married. Do
you mean like surrogate moms?
No. Just okay. For example, your visa is almost over.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no way. The visa matter. They are not very nice to international students. International students should have more. How can I say? Less restriction in earning money, do a part-time job. And 100%. For example, my visa is F27 no matter how long I have lived in Korea. And if I want to upgrade to F5, I got to earn 54 million won a year.
Last 2 years or something.
Yeah, just impossible. Why you're being hard on me, on the people that, not doing something illegal.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. They have, and they're easing all these visa restrictions so someone can bring their parents over to work and this, that. But that's not sustainable. That's not and they need you to have a big company here that grows it and brings a couple Indonesians over. And people are coming for business. They need, and that's what I said for us. Like, we're on F5s, but if it doesn't change, I might also choose to leave. But they can't afford to have you to leave or me to leave or him to leave. Because if we're leaving, who's left? We're here promoting the country, helping the country, volunteering, creating, these opportunities. Who's going to be left? The 2-year factory workers? That doesn't build, the foundation of a country or community. So sorry, that's I don't mean it doesn't build. I mean, it doesn't long term, when they only have 2 years, come make money, send it all home and leave, bring in the next foreign worker. That's not a way to build your communities.
It's like starting from scratch again. You gotta.
Their interest should be in giving you whatever visa you want. You've been here, you've contributed, you've done this. We want you to stay. Please stay. We'll do anything and get more people like you.
So for the students who are already like undergraduate, the way to extend their visa is to take master. And then
or D10,
D10, and then after they take master, and then take another until doctor, but that's actually not their goal.
Just to maintain.
And then the thing is, if you want to work in Korea to a company, your background should be matched with the position that you apply. So that makes it a little bit difficult.
But so what have all these things done? They've just effed up the system more, because the students graduate and they're not strict on them already. So the standards aren't okay. KAIST, Post-Tech, UNIST,
they're okay.
But the average university and college, they've lowered the standards so low that now they graduate with a 2-year diploma or a 4-year degree, and they don't know how to stay, so they apply to a master's, which is way over their head. So it's just totally what's the word I'm looking for? It's decreased the level of a master's. Like it's Mickey Mouse now. If you test some of these kids coming out of a master's, they should have an expertise in a specific area.
Exactly.
But they don't have any clue, because all their work. So now some students that I used to work with, they all go to Daegu for a 1-day-a-week master's. Because all they want to do is work. So all it does, instead of the government, immigration, and education all working together, they all work against each other. Immigration says, hey, university, it's your fault the kids are running away. No more international students for 2 years. But that's an immigration problem. It's not their problem. Last year or 6 months ago, who? Haeundae? Brought the kids to the airport and said, get out of here.
No.
Where was that?
A university in the Gyeonggi-do.
Okay. And they just brought them and said, get out of here. They don't come to class. They don't do this. They don't do this. They don't do this. And they just got hung out to dry by immigration and the government. They penalize the university. But if the kids run away to work, they also get penalized. But they have no students. They need it. So it's lose, lose, and lose unless these 3 government things start working together to create. We said, listen, bring them, let them work 2 days a week, or study 2 days a week, and work full time 5 days a week.
That's not the worst. There is something that really even worse in my eyes. If you are pregnant, you can live in Korea.
Can't live?
You can. CAN.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. Even though there is no father. Yeah. So
you're saying that's the alternative for some people to
some girls do that.
Some
girls do that. Yeah.
Get pregnant, stay a little longer.
Yeah, but what's the point if you do not really love the child? I mean, like,
Yeah.
you just add more problems.
It means rest to an end.
But this is the reason they should come together. Why can't the government see this? It's a huge. It's creating many other problems. If they just came together and said, "Listen, you can stay here. Don't worry, you can stay here. You can work if you're doing your masters or not." But it's always this deadline hanging over them. I only have 1 year left. My D10 only has 6 months left. My masters is done. And what am I going to do? It's this permanent. But that being said, the government has made drastic changes to the visa policies, and the F27. So lots of students now finish their bachelor's, go on a D10 for 2 years, apply, get their TOPIK score up, go to an F27. They have made it. They have made a clear path. So the problem is the people they're bringing over as students are not great students.
So that's
the great students went to America.
Is that the problem then? Is it the students that they're bringing, not so much the policy that?
Yeah, they're coming here just to work for money. They're not coming here to get educated. They don't care about the education. They're coming to work for money.
So are those the people you want to keep?
Right. I mean, lots of these countries, they make $200-300 a month is a salary for a full-time worker.
Yeah.
If you put them in the factory at 2.5 million won a month, why would they come to school if there's no penalty?
So again, maybe in the end they should be working to.
No, I think if immigration said you get deported, if you don't have a C+ average or above, and you don't attend 90% of your classes, you get deported. It'll automatically raise the level and the expectations for the students. Yeah. You can still work, but you have to get your schoolwork done.
No. But Nate, that's correct. And they do have that kind of system.
Nobody gets deported here. No students are getting deported. They all get pushed through.
But if you have 3F, if you have 3F, I forgot what's the regulation. If you have 3F, then the immigration will call you. And I don't know what happened after that.
So nobody lets them get the F. I've worked at places where I've put Fs and the students don't get an F because it's changed.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, they don't want immigration watching their university, college, whatever, saying, "Oh, these guys are really bad. Their students are all Fs." They don't want that. So no, I know of places, many places where you don't even have to show up.
Yeah.
So it's not okay. That's the rule. But again, this is just lip service. They don't follow through with those rules.
That's when you get into lowering the standards of the students and whatnot. But anyways.
Outside of Seoul and Busan, what's your favorite place?
Outside Seoul or Busan or other
maybe like when you're like a domestic tourist, where not Gyeongju, somewhere that you go, this place is really cool. Might be Ulsan or somewhere else, but well, I mean Seoul and Busan are obvious, okay, and I'll go there with my family, and Gyeongju, but outside of those, when you're a domestic tourist and you're not guiding, helping, connecting people.
Oh, okay.
What's your fun place?
Gwangan?
Huh?
Somewhere in Gwangan?
How do you know?
You can it's a special place.
Gwangan's cool.
Did I mention?
No. Just a guess.
Gangwon Island?
No, I don't know. I just threw Gwangan out there. It's one of my favorite places
Gangwon
outside
Island,
of.
right? Gangwon Island, like by Incheon?
No, I meant like Gangwon-do.
Gangwon-do, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Gangwon-do is also good.
Yeah.
But me is Gangwon Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there is a mountain. Oh my God, I forgot the name of the mountain. But that mountain is really like Avatar movie.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Like like a jumping from one stone to another stone.
Oh, cool.
And then between this huge stone and another stone, there is a there are like some
bridges.
No, not bridges. There are some. What is kumo?
Snapping
holes.
alligators? Oh, okay.
What is kumo? Holes, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So Gangwon Island, and there is a
Gangwa
Island.
Interesting. I've never heard.
I'm sure many people haven't heard of that one. It's going to be the new 2025 #1 destination. Gangwa Island. You heard it here from.
And there is a Catholic church, but with a temple style. So it's a temple, but when you enter, the water to make the cross. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
But inside is like a temple.
Speaking of Catholic, have you ever seen Korean Jesus?
Korean Jesus?
Yeah. Have you seen it before?
You mean in Myeongdong?
The statue.
Oh yes, yeah. In Hanbok?
No. The jacked Korean Jesus.
That guy
looks like
Gyeongbokum looks like Jesus.
No, man. If you Google Korean Jesus, you can see this like Arnold Schwarzenegger's body with Jesus' head, and it's a real statue, man, in like a Christian sculpture park or something.
Huh.
You've never seen that?
No.
Oh my god! Oh, it's hilarious. This guy's a pastor carved a statue of Jesus, and he's huge. He's like steroid Jesus. Juice Jesus.
Oh, because you said something weird. I will say something weird.
Oh, sure.
And sorry.
Don't never apologize.
Do you know in Gangwon there is a penis park?
Oh, isn't that in Jeju?
No,
my wife
in
loved
Gangwon.
She got the season pass.
You really know?
I think we went. Yeah, I think we went up there.
But there's the sex park, isn't there?
There's one in Jeju. There's something like that too.
There's like a sex park in Jeju too. Yeah. There's a penis cafe around here. I swear to God,
there is.
Yeah. It's near.
So
maybe on the way to Jeffy's house. They only serve lattes.
Okay. No, there is. Yeah, there's a few of those kind of interesting places. Definitely.
No, but this park is really huge. You can.
The penises or the area of the
penis
park?
The penis park. You can spend like an hour and a half there. Because there's also like seesaw with that structure.
Yeah.
And then even the 12 Chinese zodiac.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
you mean you can ride the penis on the seesaw?
Yes. And the animals is inside that kind of structure as well.
Oh, the animals don't have the penises.
No,
the
animals.
I thought it was
inside. They are inside penis kind of.
Can you imagine going to that?
No.
What's a temple I mentioned?
You guys are gonna love your recommendations. The penis park and.
You waited 2 hours to start dropping the good recommendations here. What Yeonggungsa?
Haeundae Yeonggungsa?
Yeah. Imagine walking in there. They have all the statues
right.
of the big things. That'd be hilarious to see them with huge wangs, huge dicks hanging down. That'd be funny.
Yeah, fun. Went there with
how big's a
army
dragon
guys.
Dick?
Huh?
How big's a dragon dick? I've seen a cow. They're hung, but I wonder about a dragon. Anyways, any last recommendations? Last words. We're gonna have you back in again to talk about to talk about your group,
park,
your groups.
Yeah, feature on the park.
Last recommendation. No, just those two weird stuff.
Yeah, cool, awesome.
Oh no! One is not weird. One is awesome.
The penis park.
No, yes, but I went to the Gangwa Island.
Sure. Awesome. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming in and sharing. Again, we'll have you back in to talk about all your groups and other community-driven initiatives that you have. But for now, this rainy Sunday morning, we're gonna sign off. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Brian and Nate.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.